that doesn't surprise me. That really doesn't surprise me. Because, when it comes to the Wiccan festivals, you're there with your cauldron, with your herbs. And,
oh, that's right.
yeah. Talking of Wiccan, did you know when the Druids started with Stonehenge?
Well, it goes back a lot longer than the Druids, and then eventually got to that name. I can't remember.
Well, the Druids started in the 15th century.
Yeah, 14-something.
Yeah.
I know it goes back, but it goes back further than that in history.
But they only started going to Stonehenge in 1905, which I was surprised about. Perhaps it was sort of a new wave type of thing back then. But there was a thing on the BBC about it, which I sat listening to the other night. And also, the one thing that Ed doesn't agree with, and neither do I, and a lot of other people, is putting bones on display.
Neither do I.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think disturbing any grave is correct.
No. And yes, and...
As far as I'm concerned, the grave is sacrosanct. It should stay that way. I don't believe in removing any bones once they're buried.
No, I don't. I honestly don't. And Ed's just said something about walking on the burial mounds. And
I think that is wrong.
And I think that's wrong, yeah. And that's National Trust, you see. Because they were interviewing Druids. What's he on about again?
It was Brian was just agreeing with you about bones. Somebody died in the 60s.
Oh, no, I think that's a terrible thing.
That is Brian.
Yeah, no, I think that's a dreadful thing. They shouldn't, because it's sacrosanct. As far as
I'm concerned, yeah.
Yeah, it's a religious burial ground. It should.
Do you know that now, if you buy a burial plot,
yeah,
you only have it for 20 years.
No, I
didn't. Then you have to renew it.
No, I didn't.
How did you die until the other day?
Well, in that case, you're not buying it, you're hiring it.
That's right. And the same at I know at the crematorium, if you have the ashes put there and like a little memorial plaque, you have to renew that I think it's every 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
You've got to pay to have it there, still there. But the burial plots now, they only sell to you for 20 years.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to the older ones like Brian's parents, your mother, and that doesn't apply. It's the new ones now.
Right.
So God knows what they're going to do with them after 20 years. Right, they come round taking me on, they'll be in trouble.
Well, of course, Mum's been gone now for,
7, 8 years?
7 or 8 years, yeah, she has. Christmas 2007, she went. And of course, the burial plot there, which I bought back then. Well, when you buy a plot, you buy a bloody plot.
Oh, I didn't know that until the other day.
Oh, that's scandalous,
and I tell you
isn't it?
What told me was a funeral arranger. Nick, who takes a lot of the services around here rather than have the vicar.
Right.
Nick's lovely, such a lovely person. He said to me, we went to George's dinner the other day, he said, oh, bloody hell, Rose, got your feet taken out of here. And I said, you bloody shut up, you've got my name in your book.
Well,
Nick.
I think, quite honestly, no, I totally disagree with disturbing any grave.
So do I.
At all. Once you're there, you are there. Because it was always, once you are buried, you're buried for eternity. That is it.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, John.
No, it doesn't seem to. Not anymore. Well, mind you, the thing which I was reading about, I already knew about it, was about the Lower Bristol Road in Bath, and when the Nazis came and bombed Bath, they actually bombed the cemetery on the Lower Bristol Road. And back then, there were bones everywhere.
Well, do you know the Shires in Trowbridge, the shopping centre in the centre of Trowbridge?
Well, that was the cemetery once upon a time.
That was a Roman burial.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And they dug them up.
Yes, I know. No, I know. I knew
that.
that.
Mass grave.
Yeah.
That's why you go through the Shires, and quite honestly, the cemeteries in there is not good. I can't stop there for very long talking. I get headaches. I can go through it and come out the other side and go the other way. If I'm stood there, friendly, then the capture picks up headaches as well in there. It's not nice. So many people have said the same.
Well, the Shires is one place I haven't been.
You don't want to hang around in there.
No, I haven't been to the Shires. But I think that the councils now, they have far too much power. And we do need to have reform of what is happening within our own society now. Because it's immoral. An awful lot of what is going on really is immoral. And from what I've been hearing, a lot of people now, they will never vote Conservative again. I'm not surprised. But you see, what they're trying to do is make this a one-world government. Cameron's working his arse off to keep us within the EU. Personally, I don't want to stay within the EU. It's not giving us any benefits.
I don't think it is.
If, for example, Ed and I wanted free travel over to Belgium with our furniture, there should be no difference at all. We're meant to have free trade, free travel, we're all one union. But it doesn't work out that way.
No, it doesn't.
All we're doing is we're paying Europe to make them rich. Well, bog off to that. No. In fact, I've just been having a look, and it might interest you to have a look at this particular website, because you'll pick up a lot of information on there. But this website itself is called the Bruges Group, and it gives information on what the EU are taking from Britain. Now, the amount, vast amounts of money that we're paying to Europe, we're not getting, quality, we're not getting equal in return.
Yeah, what a surprise, John.
Well, yeah.
They're not paying as much as we are.
No, they're not. And you think, well...
When it comes to them making the bloody rules and regulations,
but
the only idiot country, one of the very few idiot countries that actually adhere to it.
Well, England's stupid in a lot of ways, to be perfectly honest with you. I despair of the British. I am very anti-British now, Rose, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, I'm not. I'm Scottish and proud.
Ah, well, you might be Scottish and proud. Well, I'm English and I'm not proud. I'm not proud of being English at all. Because I look at English people and I see them as the most gutless bunch of Nazis going. If, for example, you're in a shop and you complain, it's, oh, you can't do that. You think, what the fucking hell, of course you can. If you are paying for a service, and you're paying through the nose in an awful lot of cases on the stuff that you're buying now. If you don't, like for example, we went into Shirley's Pet Shop, and we got very good service in there, but they're an independent.
Yeah.
And we used to have in fact, back in the 70s and the 80s, the 80s, I would say, it got to the point where it was 50-50. But you did have an awful lot of independent businesses and family-run businesses in the 80s, which were very, very good. But now, our high streets have been taken over by all these nasty, cheap, conglomerates, like Sports Direct, Marks and Spencer's, all the rest of this rubbish.
Well, no, I like Marks and Spencer's, believe it or not.
No, I don't, you see. I don't like Marks and Spencer's.
That's Waitrose.
Oh, well, Waitrose...
Buy ostrich eggs there for £22.
Waitrose is a shitty little shop.
But I don't find it so. I never have done.
Well, you want to try Chippenham. I keep saying to you, go to Chippenham store, Rose. See?
I don't want to go to Chippenham when I can get the service in Melksham. It's closer.
Well, Melksham's okay. I've never found a problem with...
It's brilliant.
I've never found that. And I've never found a problem with the Waitrose in Warminster. But I can tell you, the one in Melksham is a really shitty little shop.
You mean Chippenham?
In Chippenham, sorry. It's horrible. But there again, it reflects the area.
And yet, see, we went to the one coming back from Marlborough. Where was the little town? When we came back, we went up to see Ken.
Well, Marlborough's got a very nice Waitrose.
That we went in there, and that was the buffet.
Yes, Waitrose has got, Marlborough's got a very nice Waitrose. In fact, that leads down onto the river. You don't get any problems. It's the areas, and you'll often find where you've got a mediocre area, you've got mediocre shops.
Chippenham has just been voted one of the 10 worst towns for being dirty.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
And they are going to have a big clean-up for the Queen. Something to do with the bloody Queen.
Oh, that old bitch. Well, you could get rid of her for a start.
We've got volunteers doing all the cleaning now.
Like, really speaking...
Bog Island or something?
No, Bog Island's in Bath.
Now, what that was called, Brian? It was called Bog, wasn't it? I said you always get that when there's druggies and foreigners.
Well, Chippenham isn't necessarily full of druggies and foreigners.
There's a hell of a lot of druggies there, I can assure you.
In Chippenham?
By the way, I forgot to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
We had a massive police thing here. We saw the fat blue flashing lights go up Friday night.
Right.
Bob was sat here, and it was about, I don't know, about 7, 8 o'clock. And I said, there's blue flashing lights going up.
Mm.
We were followed by another car, we drove down or whatever, we didn't take a lot of notice. It was a bloody drugs raid.
Oh, you had a drugs raid?
Dan on the top flat,
yeah,
sublet his flat, his council flat, right, to this couple. Well, they got there was an argument.
Yeah.
And she went down the street screaming and banging on doors, help me, help me.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the Joes on her own, the two children, wouldn't open the door. She was told not to by the police.
Right.
But they would send somebody there because this was, I'm being attacked. Anyway, when they got there, this bloke pulled up. The police had been watching him, pulled up in his van, was so drunk he couldn't lock the van.
Yeah.
So they arrested him, and he wouldn't give a breathalyzer. So they went to take him to the cop shop.
Right.
In the meantime, they decided to search the van. Full of Class A drugs, $2,000 in money. Then they did
Can't have been a lot of Class A drugs if it was only $2,000.
And they had a lot of Class A drugs there, but there was over $2,000 in money as well.
Oh, $2,000 in money.
Right?
Right.
Then they went up to the flat where they found the stolen bike. Now, I saw the bloody bike go in. As Dan had said, they're walking up with Thomas. And he said hello. It's the first time he's actually spoke to me, and he said,
yeah.
And he said, I've got my friend moving in. This is his bike, isn't it lovely? Or said, it looks expensive, Dan. And he lifted it up with one finger. So, my God, it must be expensive. Looks nicked, wasn't it?
Oh, bloody hell. Well.
And they found more Class A drugs in the flat.
Well, you see, drugs is a
it was on the Western Daily Press.
Yeah. But there again, whether you're an alcoholic or a drug addict or whether you've got mental health issues or whether you're homeless, to be honest with you, Rose, where is the support for all the necessary needs of individual people these days?
There isn't all the support, but there is a lot of support for drug addicts in Bristol.
Perhaps maybe in Bristol, but that's, I don't think there's anything for the drug addicts around here. Now, you would know better than I do.
Actually, yeah, there is a place in Trowbridge.
Is there? Yeah. I would like to think that if you're a drug addict or an alcoholic or whatever, that you will get the necessary help which you need. But it seems that we've got more and more of these miserable, bloody charities that are out there. And they're certainly claiming the funding for it. Like, look at Sorry, for example. Now, anybody who is in the news connected with Sorry, they're always bloody black. And that gets me down. They're meant to be independent. But in our experience, they haven't been independent, Rose. You know, and you think, okay, fine, is this purely for the Muslim community or the African community or whatever? They're a charity. But they don't put themselves out for anybody other than themselves. And so, therefore, I would hope to see more resources in the local areas.
Yeah, but it's going to be a load of bullshit, John.
Well, a lot of it is.
John, it's not going to work. They're not going to do what they say they're going to do. They've even recently, they closed Red Gables in Trowbridge, which was for the mental health issues.
Yeah.
This is the ones that told me he next door was a bottle bank. But when I said, "Release your patient," no, I said, "So he's under your care?" No, we just give him a service. And I nearly turned around and said what I said. I thought, oh, Rose, don't.
Well, it does make you wonder, you see, what sort of...
bloody useless on anything else.
Yeah, but to be fair to the bloke next door, okay, he's a bottle bank, but what help is he getting?
He was offered umpteen help and turned it down.